Shanks has been plotting for years, and now we can finally put the pieces together to decipher what his master plan is, and why he's been doing all the things that he's been doing. Is he Luffy's guardian angel and a man who has devoted himself to ushering in the new age, or is he a snitch ass bitch? Spoiler warning, this video is going to contain spoilers for all of One Piece. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Shanks is a character who has always been surrounded by mystery, and a lot of his actions have led us to question whose side is he really on. He let Luffy eat the Gomu Gomu no Mi fruit and then abandoned him in the village just like his real dad Monkey the Deadbeat did. I mean, he literally told this kid to just find him when you're a great pirate. Better than gone though. Jin was just gone. Then he pulled up to the Paramount War, and it seems that he has ties with the government, and I think this is probably where the rat allegations became a thought. But when this man was fully seen meeting with the Gorosei, and then all of a sudden they know what Luffy's real fruit is, that man was cooked. But we have gained an explanation from Oda as to why Shanks looks like a snitch. First, let's pull it back. We know that Shanks was a crew member on Roger's crew, but he didn't go to Laugh Tale. We saw him and Roger have a moment right before Roger left the crew. Now, I don't believe that was anything to do with the One Piece. I think it was much more of a father and son type of thing. And the next time we hear about Shanks, unless you're including the events of film Red, chronologically is when he's stealing the Gomu Gomu no Mi fruit from CP9 12 years later when he was 27. Shanks said as a 15-year-old he wanted to start his own crew and sail to Laugh Tale on his own, but after Roger's execution he postponed it. He realized that he just wasn't strong enough. It's simple as that. He watched his captain, the strongest pirate alive, get taken out by an illness and some rusty blades, bro. A cough and tetanus took Roger out. Bro was down bad, which is why I believe he went to train with Silvers really. It makes perfect sense. Not only do we know that Shanks' bloodline is broken, but Rayleigh was the right-hand man of Roger's crew and a swordsman. Losing Roger didn't just mean that he no longer had a crew. It meant that the person who was there to protect him was also gone. We know that Roger was on demon timing when it came to protecting his friends, so being guarded ever since you were a baby was probably a comfortable feeling. But after losing him, Shanks realized that the world was a much more scarier place than he thought, much more dangerous place. And once he realized that he wasn't strong enough, he went to Rayleigh and was like, yo, could I be trained so I could become stronger? Which is why when Rayleigh saw Luffy, after Shanks told him about Luffy, because we know that Shanks told him about Luffy, he proposed the same thing and he taught Luffy Haki. The training Shanks would have undergone though would have been different, as both Shanks and Rayleigh are swordsmen, which is probably why Shanks is so deadly and had no issues going up against CP9. And it's also why Shanks went after the fruit, because Rayleigh told him about what they found on Laugh Tale. Not everything, not the complete story or what the One Piece specifically is, but enough that Shanks knew he had to help usher in the new age. Bro been plotting on the entire world, bro. He knew that the Gum Gum fruit was the Nika fruit and intentionally stole it because he could not risk it falling into the hands of the Gorosei or the government, because honestly, they wouldn't have even ate it. All them starving nations in the One Piece world and they importing fruits just to lock it up, bro. Shanks, being the man of the people that he is, of course, stole the fruit and promptly left the Grand Line to feed starving children. He definitely did not stay on Fuchsia Village for a year because he stole something very important. So important that Who's Who was put in Impel down because he lost it. See, I'm not even sure if I believe in this, but there's a lot of speculation that Shanks actually went to Fuchsia Village looking for Garp so that he could give Ace the devil fruit, because that all relies on people other than Garp and Roger knowing that Ace was Roger's son. We know Sengoku knows, but could Rayleigh have also known, and could that be how Shanks knows? Who knows? But we do know by a twist of fate or the devil fruit's decision, Luffy was the one who ate the fruit. And this put a massive dent in Shanks' plans, bruh. Because now the most important fruit, basically the thing that is supposed to kickstart a new era in the next 13 years or so, has just been eaten by a kid and it's all gone to shit. Or has it? Roger often said among his crew that they were too early and that he wished he could have known Joy Boy and the men who were to come in the next 20 years. And then, as soon as Shanks gets to land after stealing the fruit, he meets a kid who has the exact same dream as his captain, and that kid eats the fruit. Shanks took a huge gamble with Luffy, but he honestly just didn't get in the way of fate. Instead, he aided it by getting the fruit to Fuchsia Village. He knew now more than ever that it was important to make sure the balance of power in the world stayed relatively relatively intact, and he couldn't exactly have people running around trying to destroy everything, especially before Luffy came out to sea, because again, he eventually knew that for sure Luffy planned on honoring their deal and becoming a great pirate, and he got this confirmation after Ace sought him out to thank him for saving Luffy that one time, which is why 7 years later, when an incident was occurring on Elbaf, Shanks was front and center to stop it. We know that Shanks was the one who stopped and trapped Loki years ago because Loki was accused of killing King Harold. Who accused Loki though? See, in the latest chapter, we learned that only one of the guards who was there that night survived. Jarul, I don't know how you say his name. And Loki could have easily seen something only in the way that it was meant to be seen. What I mean by this is all of this is giving heavy Dressrosa energy. And I believe King Harold died because the last time the Holy Knights tried to get Elbaf to join the world government, he said no and they executed him for it. See, we know King Harold was very against Elbaf's past of going to war and burning the entire world down. So much so that he ripped out the horns from his head because he didn't believe in the ways of the ancient giants. Jarul is one of the elders, and we know a lot of them disagreed with King Harold's new way of not killing people, I guess. So, in the event that King Harold was not killed by his son, but instead by a member of the God's Knights, and Loki was lured there to be the fall man, all of this could have been facilitated by a deal being cut between members of the God's Knights and Jarul. King Harold looked relatively young compared to Jarul's ancient looking ass, bro. King Harold was going against centuries of Elbaf traditions, going as far as to even rip out his own horns. Someone who was jealous of this and possibly wanted to regain the glory of Elbaf could have cut a deal so that Elbaf could become a part of the world government and the king's family, Celestial Dragons. But the man who put a dent in this plan was Shanks. See, Loki probably went on an unstoppable rampage after his father's death, one that Jarul himself could not stop. Shanks was able to put an end to Loki's rampage and trap him, which is what also led to Shanks becoming of Yonko status, because Loki's a giant of ancient blood and he's described to be a monster who posed a massive threat to not just Elbaf but the entire world, and Shanks couldn't have him going around destroying the entire world, bro, because he knew that eventually he would be stopped, but the collateral damage would be far too high. This explains why Loki also views Shanks as a coward, because he pulled up and that was the face of the man who killed his father and then trapped him and left him there, bruh. But we know that Shanks has always had something up under his sleeve. He intentionally did not kill Loki because he was aware that Loki was being set up and he didn't want to do something unjust like that, because again, like we said, Shanks is a good guy interested in keeping the balance of the world. So instead, he trapped him there because as long as Loki's alive, no one can sit on the throne. He knew that once the new era began, someone would come along and deal with the problem of Loki on their own, which is why he waited until Kaido and Big Mom fell to make his move. It wasn't because he was scared of Kaido and Big Mom, but instead, logistically speaking, he knew that going against them would be an all-out war, and Shanks' fleet isn't filled with big shot pirates. There's a lot of weaker pirates that he allows to fly under his banner for protection. So when he went to Elbaf, he restrained and kept Loki safe, and then he simply sat back, waited for his investment in Luffy to pay off. See, what Luffy did was essentially start a revolution on Wano, which then led to the falling of the two emperors, and no one had been able to permanently put Kaido down for decades. So this was the perfect way to usher in the new dawn. That is why Shanks also went to the coast of Wano and made sure that Green Bull didn't attack everyone while they were still waiting. He knew that eventually Luffy would make it to Elbaf, and that is when stuff would really start to go down, which is why he waited until after the Warrior of Liberation had been awakened to go after the One Piece. And just like Vegapunk said, Luffy isn't necessarily going to be the person who finds the One Piece. Best hands would be Shanks' own hands to hold such a powerful device, because this is said, the One Piece is said to be some kind of ancient technology or device that could potentially destroy the entire world. So having a weapon like that fall into any random person's hands would be disastrous. Luffy would obviously be the best choice since he is the reincarnation of Joy Boy, but we also have the world government people like Teach, Kid Law, all of them are gunning for this. So Shanks knows that in case Luffy is not the one who gets it, the safest hands would be his own. So now that the Sun God has awakened, he can handle liberating, but Shanks simply wants to ensure that such a powerful object is in correct hands, and there ain't no better hands than his own. Shanks has basically been playing the long along, gave him the entire story of One Piece to ensure that his captain's last wish and his captain's dream was fulfilled. Luffy being the one to bring in the new age was just a happy coincidence that just played into Shanks' hands more. His plan this entire time has been to usher in the new age, bruh. And the stint on Elbaf that made him a Yonko was just one of the things that he had to do on the roadmap here. And honestly, bruh, I'm hyped to see what's gonna unfold with the God Knights and Loki on Elbaf, bruh. So if y'all wanna know more about the secrets of the One Piece world, bruh, and where the story might be going in this final saga, y'all should definitely hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, then you should just definitely hit the like button and let me know what you guys think in the comments. But until next time, peace out.